Today's video is all about Napoleon Bonaparte, one of the most influential figures in world history. Born on the 15th of August, 1769, on the Mediterranean island of Corsica, Napoleon was the second of 8 children in the Bonaparte family. Corsica had been annexed by France just 1 year before his birth, making him a French citizen, but he always maintained a strong connection to his Corsican roots. Napoleon's family was of minor nobility, but they weren't wealthy. They managed to secure a place for young Napoleon at the military school in Brienne, mainland France. It was here, far from the sun-soaked shores of his homeland, that Napoleon began to show glimpses of his future brilliance. He quickly gained a reputation as an exceptionally dedicated student, particularly in the field of mathematics, and it was clear that his talents lay in the strategic, analytical disciplines. But it wasn't just his academic prowess that set him apart. From an early age, Napoleon exhibited an indomitable will and a fiery ambition. He was not content with mediocrity. He sought greatness, and this drive would serve him well in the tumultuous years to come. As the French Revolution began to shake the foundations of the old regime, Napoleon, now a young artillery officer, found himself in the thick of it. His strategic acumen and his ability to inspire his men quickly caught the attention of his superiors. His first major victory came at the Siege of Toulon in 1793, where he successfully ousted the British forces. This victory earned him a promotion to brigadier general at the tender age of 24, a clear indication of his rapid rise to prominence. Napoleon Bonaparte, the young Corsican artillery officer, was fast becoming a name to reckon with in the French military. His journey, however, was just beginning. The world had yet to see the full extent of Napoleon's ambition, his genius, and his indomitable will. But one thing was clear: this young man from Corsica was destined for greatness. Napoleon's prowess on the battlefield didn't go unnoticed for long. Amid the tumult of the French Revolution, a young Corsican artillery officer began to distinguish himself. Napoleon Bonaparte, a man whose name would soon echo through the annals of history, proved himself a military genius, turning the tide of battles and winning impossible victories. During the French Revolution, Napoleon's strategic brilliance shone brightly. His artillery tactics during the Siege of Toulon in 1793 played a crucial role in capturing this significant port city from the Royalists and the British, earning him a promotion to brigadier general at the tender age of 24. However, Napoleon's meteoric rise to power didn't stop there. In 1796, he embarked on a successful campaign against the Austrians and their allies in Italy. His victories in battles like Lodi, Arcole, and Reveille demonstrated his unrivaled military acumen and leadership, earning him the adoration of his soldiers and the respect of his enemies. Yet, it was his audacious coup d'état in November 1799 that truly cemented his grip on power. Capitalizing on the political instability in France, Napoleon overthrew the Directory, the government of the French Revolution, and replaced it with the consulate. By 1800, he had established himself as the first consul of France, effectively making him the country's de facto leader. But Napoleon's ambition didn't stop there. In a move that shocked the world, he crowned himself emperor in 1804, transforming the French Republic into the French Empire. This audacious act not only solidified his hold on power, but also heralded the beginning of a new era in European history. With this, Napoleon Bonaparte, the once obscure Corsican artillery officer, had become the most powerful man in France. His rise to power marked the dawn of a period of immense change, not just for France, but for the entire world, a period that would be forever known as the Napoleonic era. As emperor, Napoleon embarked on a series of wars that would come to bear his name. The Napoleonic Wars, a series of major global conflicts fought during Napoleon's rule, painted a picture of a Europe in turmoil. A mastermind of military strategies, Napoleon was known for his divide-and-conquer approach, cutting his enemies off from their allies and overwhelming them with the sheer force of his Grande Armée. His strategies rewrote the book on warfare, with his focus on speed, maneuverability, and surprise attacks, often leaving his enemies in disarray. He was a force to be reckoned with, a military genius whose tactics are still studied in military academies today. But Napoleon didn't just leave his mark on the battlefield. He also had a profound impact on civil law through the formation of the Napoleonic Code. This legal framework, which emphasized clearly written and accessible law, was a radical departure from the feudal laws of old. It served as a model for many countries' civil law systems and is still in force in France today. Under his rule, Napoleon's empire stretched across much of Europe, reaching its greatest extent in 1811. From Spain to Russia, his influence was felt, his rule reshaping the political landscape of the continent. Yet for all his military prowess and political acumen, Napoleon was not invincible. His disastrous invasion of Russia in 1812 was a turning point. With the harsh winter and scorched earth tactics of the Russians decimating his troops, Napoleon was forced to retreat. This marked the beginning of the end for his empire. Despite his military genius, Napoleon's ambition had led him to overreach, and his empire began to crumble. The invader became the invaded, his once vast empire contracting as his enemies closed in. It was a stark reminder that even the greatest of empires can fall, a testament to the perils of overreaching ambition. The mighty Napoleon could not escape the inevitable downfall. An invincible conqueror, Napoleon met his nemesis at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. His army, once deemed unbeatable, crumbled under the combined forces of the United Kingdom and Prussia. This defeat marked the end of Napoleon's rule as the French emperor, a title he had held with pride and tenacity. Napoleon was forced to abdicate the throne, not once, but twice. The first abdication in 1814 led to his exile to the island of Elba. However, his indomitable spirit saw him return to power in less than a year, only to be defeated once again at Waterloo and sent into a far more distant exile. His second and final exile was to St. Helena, a remote island in the South Atlantic Ocean. It was here that Napoleon, once the ruler of a vast empire, spent the last 6 years of his life. Cut off from the world he once dominated, Napoleon lived in relative seclusion, his only companions being his memories of glory and power. In 1821, Napoleon breathed his last. He left behind a legacy that continues to shape world history. His military strategies are studied in war colleges, his civil code forms the basis of many legal systems, and his life continues to fascinate historians and enthusiasts alike. Napoleon Bonaparte, once the ruler of a vast empire, ended his days in lonely exile on a remote island. Yet, his legacy endures, his name synonymous with power, ambition, and the inevitable human fallibility. Napoleon Bonaparte's life was a whirlwind of ambition, power, and eventual downfall. His reign, though brief, forever altered world history. He ignited a flame of nationalism that spread across nations, reshaped military organization with his innovative strategies, and reformed education, laying the groundwork for the systems we see today. His story, from humble beginnings to unparalleled power and inevitable downfall, is a captivating tale of human ambition. Napoleon Bonaparte, a man of humble beginnings who rose to unprecedented heights, left an indelible mark on the annals of history. His life continues to fascinate and intrigue us even today.